She was attracted to you. Maybe she even liked you. But then you did something that made her attraction disappear instantly. I'm about to show you the 7 beta male behaviors that kill attraction even when she was into you. And I've coached over 3,000 men, over 450 one-on-one, and I've heard the same stories from hundreds of women personally. The same mistakes show up every single time. So she was attracted to you. You went on a great first date. Good conversation, good energy. She even seemed into it. You don't pull home, and you text her the next day or the day after, would love to get together again sometime. She doesn't respond all day. Maybe she even ghosts you for a day. And then you send, because you get a little anxious, is everything okay? Or, hey, just making sure you got my last message. Because sometimes, iMessage, even though it says delivered, sometimes you never know with Verizon and AT&T and the cross carrier, maybe you just didn't go, because that's the only reason she wouldn't be responding, is because it didn't go through because of the fucking cell tower. You know what I mean? Verizon had an outage a little while ago. Or you double text and say, hope you're having a good day. And right there, attraction killed. Here's what seeking reassurance looks like on the date. You ask her, do you like me? How am I doing? Do you like my car? Do you like my outfit? You're not going to leave, are you, when you go to the bathroom? You're not going to ghost me tomorrow. You're not going to just not respond to me tomorrow. Or texting her that you miss her one day after you met her. Or begging for her to make time for you with her busy schedule. All of that is seeking reassurance from the feminine. She's looking up to you as if you're the leader. Leaders don't ask for reassurance and beg for it and seek it from the feminine. She's supposed to surrender into you because you're so strong and stoic and capable on your own and competent, and you don't need reassurance from her in that way, as if like, I'm not good enough. I need you to tell me I am because I'm not sure if I'm doing good. I need you to tell me I am. Therefore, I feel whole. Right? You can't ever do that to females. You've probably done it quite a bit. Everyone has. Like every man ever has. Whether it's on text, when you first meet her, before you even get like her number or Instagram, or on the date, or after the date, or even in a relationship, like all points in time, in all different times of the relationship, you're probably seeking reassurance from your girl or from the girl. It kills attraction immediately. Your attraction for her to you is not the same as you to her. It would take a lot for her to completely kill the attraction from you to her. Like for you to not be attracted to her would take a lot. When a girl's angry, rude, says insulting things, you give it a week, look at her body again, and you're attracted. But you might not be like feeling good about like the shit she said, but you're still attracted to her. It's so funny how a girl to a dude, she could lose attraction for you in a millisecond. Like just from like one thing you say, zero attraction. The more novel you are, the less comfort, rapport, investment she has in you. If you go low past a certain point of attraction, it's not repairable. You've severed the relationship past a point of no return, essentially, if you're, that unattractive in her eyes. Especially a new girl who like doesn't really know you at all, has nothing invested in you, barely met you, and then you're already seeking reassurance and lowering your attraction in her eyes. Like you're done. You're gone. If it's this bad already, imagine how bad it would be in 6 months, in a year. Be way worse, 10 times worse, or 100 times worse, because you're communicating when you do any of those things, seeking reassurance. I'm not sure if I'm good enough for you. Just any sort of sub-communication of that immediately makes her drier than the Sahara Desert. If you're not sure if you're good enough for her, she's definitely not sure you're good enough for her. So when you're uncertain, imagine any president you've seen on the TV speaking to give a press speech or whatever it is, any PR, any PSA. He's strong, he's competent, he knows what he's saying. He's reading off a teleprompter usually, but he's saying very specific, concise words. We're certain, fine, yeah, this thing happened, but we're good. That's how presidents should speak. Because if they speak any other way, like needing reassurance, I'm not sure if I'm doing good enough. I don't really know if this was the right decision. I'm not sure if this is what I should be doing here. I don't know if I'm doing well enough to be your president. Could you imagine? Like everybody would be like, oh my God, we have a horrible leader. We need to impeach, like immediately get him out of office. He's not capable. Like get him out. That's a pretty special, significant part of her life. Who am I going to be led by? Do you think she should test you? Do you think she should make sure like, hey, are you weird? Do you need reassurance about weird, cringy things that are indicative of mommy issues that like, I'm going to have to deal with that nonsense later with like the no boundaries with your mom, like in every inch of our relationship and controlling it, and you can't stand up to her? I don't want to deal with that. That's what they see. They feel, at least. They don't actually know it's going to happen. But if you have no boundaries and you're needing reassurance from her and cringy, and then like the same guy who's cringy and needy reassurance is also controlling and also pushes sexually way too quickly without caring if the girl girl's ready or not. That same guy, a year into the relationship, his mom is involved in everything, all the problems, and then like texting the girlfriend, like calling her out for nonsense, like shit talking her, just insane shit. I've heard crazy stories about this. Like that is what happens with beta males, needing reassurance guys, controlling mommy issues. That's what the playbook is for a girl dating a guy who has mommy issues. She asks you a simple question and you give a 5-minute explanation. She didn't ask for your life story at all. She asked where you went last night. What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? What do you do for work? But you feel this slight social anxiety that if you don't say enough words, there might be some social tension. If there's social tension, that means death to you. You can't handle any slight tension in your body, the masculine tension you need at all times for many different purposes. So instead of holding the tension for a second and being like, to know yourself, that was enough. She doesn't want to know anymore. You keep talking. You explain yourself. You overqualify. I'm sure you've met a guy who just keeps talking and you're like, dude, I didn't even ask you about your trip to Italy. I didn't ask you about what you do for work. I didn't ask you, how's your family? Like, I didn't even have the opportunity to. I might have if you didn't just like blob for 20 minutes. But now, like, I'm afraid to ask you any more questions because you'll probably go off another 30-minute rant. I'm sure you've talked to somebody like that. You do not want to be that guy, especially with females. Holy fuck. Do not be that guy. Over-explain stuff that they don't care about. And then all the things you're saying in the over-explaining, over-justification, over-qualification monologue, they're going to use all that against you. Every single word you said about anything, they're using all of it against you. They're challenging you. They're asking follow-up questions. You just gave them the ick. And they're also going to make you pay and challenge you about everything and just ask questions to trap you. And then you're going to fail the trap. So you failed not only like needing reassurance, overqualifying, justifying yourself. And then she challenged you and you didn't know what to say and you failed. So you can't even banter. So you just fail in multiple ways. Just don't do that. Don't ever explain yourself. Masculine restraint. Yeah, you might feel a little tense. She goes, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm in marketing. Like, that's the answer. Nothing else. Oh, like, what do most guys say? What do you do for work? Well, I used to do this and I actually just transitioned to a new company and I really like this place because I get to be more creative with my like in my KPIs and my deliverables. You know, now I'm in this role where it's like really a broadened scope of what I'm really good in, all my skills, and I like to use a myriad of different programs and, you know, all Photoshop and Canva. And did she ask about any of that? She literally asked, what do you do for work? That's it. I'm in marketing. That's the answer. Nothing else. Guys are just over-explaining. Even marketing is almost too specific, right? You should be an onion, one layer, then another layer, then another layer. If she feels like she knows you entirely, there's nothing to figure out within like 30 seconds of meeting you, you're boring. There's no mystery there. There's no restraint. There's no onions. There should be layers to you, multiple layers. And you only show the deepest layers of people that have earned it. But that is something that people actually can respect. And it's captivating because you have so many layers to yourself that you only show certain people certain layers if they've earned it. If they haven't, you're here. They don't get to know much about you. You'll talk about them all day. They'll tell you their entire life story. An hour and 15 minutes into the date, they're like, wait a minute. You should hear from the girl, I feel like I've been talking about myself the entire time, about 45 minutes to about 65 minutes into the date, every single time, without fail. Another thing guys do is they justify why they did something that was innocent, normal, that anybody else wouldn't be justifying. But because you are in the presence of an attractive girl, you feel this need to get her approval. Because what are one of the core things that guys need from girls is approval. We need to be trusted, admired, approved of, encouraged, and some other things. But approval is one of the main things. You don't get approval by asking for it. That's where the beta males go real wrong. Approval is an indirect presence you feel from the girl. It should never be provoked by you. Approval is indirect, and it's shown in behaviors and what she does and doesn't do. That is how approval is shown, not by saying, do you approve of me? Do you like me? Do you like how I act? Do you like the clothes I wear? Do you like how I am doing so far? That is not how you get approval. An example of this is like, rather than saying, do you like the date so far? Or do you like me? Or how am I doing? Instead of saying any of that, is she still there? Is she having fun? Is she laughing? Did she say yes to a second date? There's your approval. You don't need approval. You don't need overt, written, direct approval from her with words. She's here. She's having fun. She's laughing. She's telling you her life story about her mom and family and work, traveling, her ex, all the things on the date. And then she agreed to see you a second date. That's all the approval you need. You don't need any more approval. It's pretty funny. Like even in a nightclub, we teach guys cold approach. They feel like they need approval or like to know where they're at with the set. And I'm like, well, here's the number one question I ask them. Where is she standing? And they go, oh, right next to me. I'm like, you're doing great. Right? Like she could leave. She could go somewhere else. She could walk away. She's standing next to you in a fucking nightclub. Keep going. Like you don't need any more approval. As a man, you're going to learn if you haven't already, you don't get direct signs. You're doing good. You chose the right path. Good decision. You get none of that from females. females, right? Did she show up? Is she respectful? When you set a boundary, does her behavior change? Like, those are the ways to actually see approval or to get feedback. They're not going to directly tell you feedback. They're indirect. That's why you love the feminine, the polarity. You're direct as the man. They're indirect as the female. That's how it should be. It's soft, indirect, nurturing, all the things. So you don't want to justify something you did, especially when it's like innocent at all. Honestly, talking endlessly to get her approval. Do not do that. Here's what most guys don't realize they're doing when they're doing this, when they're over explaining, they're justifying, and they're over qualifying. You're subconsciously seeking reassurance that you're doing okay and that she approves of you. No man knows that he's doing that when he's over explaining, justifying, talking way too much about something that she barely even asked about, or she didn't ask at all. Go back. Whenever a guy is just like talking his nonsense for like 10 minutes, there's probably a 60 to 70% chance she did not ask him a question. I'm pretty mind blown. If you haven't watched trial attorneys cross-examine, like, what are you doing with your life? Go watch any of them. One of the first rules that your lawyer would tell you is if it's not asked in a question, do not fucking answer it. You're not answering anything. No statements. 0%. Because if you do answer statements, someone's eliciting information out of you and you have no idea and they didn't even ask you a question. It's a common thing that anybody does, especially men though, when females are talking, because females almost never ask questions. If a girl asks a question, watch out. Red flag. Like, either she's genuinely curious, but like you got to answer very carefully, or she's testing you. Or, and this kind of piggybacks off the second one, she's mad at you that you're not asking her questions and making her feel special and cared for and understood. So she's going to ask you questions, and the second you answer, what do you think she's going to do with your answer? Challenge it. Immediately test you and piss you off to see if you get it. Hey, do you get it? If you don't ask me questions, I'm going to piss you off. That's how her brain thinks. It makes sense because like she's there to get your attention, to feel your presence. That should be her talking quite a bit about herself, to her to feel that. How does she feel around you when she's telling you all these different things and all these different subjects? Ooh, when I talked about this, he got a little tense. Why? Interesting. We talked about this though. He made me feel reassured. He made me feel like it's okay that I dropped out of college and I did this instead. I feel good about that. No one has ever made me feel good about dropping out of college and doing this, following my passion in this career and starting my own business, blah, blah, blah. There's no other reason to overqualify and justify over explaining something other than you want that person's approval. Whether you realize it or not, that's why you're doing it. And she feels it. She feels the need for approval radiating off of you. It's a massive turnoff. Or you'll get some guys that just can't stop saying sorry and being weak and apologizing. These guys, by the way, are the most rigid, passive-aggressive people on the planet behind the scenes, but they don't show you this part. All they do show you is, sorry for texting so much. Sorry I called you. Sorry I took too long to respond. Sorry if that was weird. You're apologizing for existing. Stop. Get some help. I'm not saying never apologize, like if you actually fucked up and hurt somebody's feelings. Sure, yeah, that warrants an apology. But most guys apologize for literally nothing. They apologize for taking up space. They apologize for having an opinion about something. Sorry if this offends you. Sorry for saying that. Sorry, but why are you apologizing? Like, you're just weak and like submissive. And like, if you're constantly apologizing, who's the authority in the room here? There's two people, her and you, and you're constantly apologizing for things you shouldn't be apologizing for. Who's the authority here? You think she wants to be the authority ever? No, of course not. She wants to be empowered, not the powerful authority figure. Guys apologize for being themselves. Every time you do this, you're communicating, I don't deserve to be here. And she agrees. Let's just say she doesn't respond for 2 hours, 6 hours. So you send her a text and another one and another one. She hasn't responded in 2 days now and you've texted her 4 times. You are having a conversation in her DMs by yourself. Wild. Hey, did you see my last message? Just checking in. Hope you're having a good day. Let me know when you're free. Let's get together again sometime. Stop. You don't know text game. You're not leading. You're not asking questions. She feels needy and icky energy from you. There's no masculine tension. There's no emotional pacing, which is the most important thing when talking to girls ever. Tension, emotional pacing. You need to learn that. Watch some more of my videos. You need to learn that. You want a girl just like always obsessing over you, meaning she like wants you to come over her house and is all over you, wants to cuddle with you. Isn't that every man's dream? Well, there's reasons she's not like that with you right now. It's not because you're not pretty enough, your jawbone isn't like as defined as you want it to be, and your face isn't as symmetrical as you want it to be. Your BMI is too high. Like, none of those reasons are the reason she's not obsessed with you. Not at all. There's just no tension. There's no desire, and there's no emotional pacing. That's what girls live for. That they're like obsessed with it. Just like you are obsessed with a attractive female body, she's obsessed with polarity, safety, tension, desire, and emotional pacing with a dude she likes. What happens is the guy wants to reassure himself as fast as possible with texting the girl that she's still interested in me. me. I want to get a ping off of her to make sure she still likes me. Are you still going to respond to me? You're not yet. You didn't leave me again like every other girl because I scared them away. And the reason why this happens, I always have to go deeper. Whenever I'm like, why do men do that? Because that's not normal. Would you quadruple text in the most needy way possible this new dude you just like met at a networking event? Like, would you ever do that? Would you do it with any of your friends? I text my buddy who lives in Boston. He might not respond to me for like a week and a half. And then he texts me, sends me a voice note, and I don't respond for 2 weeks or a week, whatever it is. Like, that's completely normal with dudes that, like, especially if you don't see each other quite often because you like live in a different state or whatever. That's so normal, extremely normal for a dude-male relationship where you're like maintaining, you have your own lives and your own businesses, whatever it is. Obviously with females, they need more attention. So it's not going to be the same as what I just said, but that's normal for a man-to-man relationship. So this whole like man-to-female relationship that clearly they learned from their mom, a lot of these tendencies, it goes south real quick. Because who do you think texted him 3-4 times in a row demanding his attention? The enmeshed, anxious attachment style mother. Go look at his texts to his mom. I guarantee his mom is double, triple, quadruple texting him. Why aren't you responding? Where are you? I need to know the answer to this. If that guy has texted you like that, his mom has absolutely texted him like that. So he now thinks that's normal. That's just how you talk to like the feminine, right? Because the feminine in his life, that the model of what femininity is his mother. That's just how you text to each other. So the guys learned who had their mama's boys and their enmeshed mom, blah, 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 all that stuff. They learned that that's the healthy way to text somebody is triple, quadruple text them if they're not responding to you fast enough. They think like my mom did this to me, so I can do this to a new girl and it's totally fine. It's normal. The relational dynamic with his mom or your mom, if you're the dude in this case, is very similar to the relational dynamic with a girl you're dating, right? Obviously your family is different than the girl you're dating, but the same patterns repeat. Like if a girl has daddy issues, and she's secretly resentful towards her dad for some reason, do you think that's not going to come out at you if she's not extremely aware of her daddy issues? Of course it is. There's so many examples of girls being resentful towards men in general, even though there's really only one man they're actually upset about, their dad. And then all of a sudden, every man is the same. And any man in front of me, I'm going to shame and say what I wanted to say to my dad, but for some reason, I'm going to say it to you instead. Pretty much. A lot of people, a lot of girls that might have septum piercings and blue hair. So you're just repeating what your mom did to you and it's killing your results. So the rule of thumb in my program is you can never double text a girl. You should never be texting in a way where you would need to double text ever. Like, why are we sending 2 messages? Why did the first one not do enough? Why was the first one not already leading? Like, rule of thumb, if you send a message and there's no question and the girl doesn't have to respond to it, you failed. Like, that's just the only way to think about text gaming a new attractive girl who's hyper feminine. Anything more than one text is chasing. Any chasing towards the girl, lock her down, immediately kills attraction. I've heard this a few times too. A girl on a date or wherever you're talking to a new girl, she mentions another guy and you immediately get weird. She doesn't text back in 30 minutes. You get passive aggressive. She's busy with work. You take it personally. She mentioned she went to a dinner with a guy friend and you're not dating this girl. You interrogate her. You ask, how do you know him? Do you like him? Is he handsome? Do you think he's attractive? Have you been on dates before? Have you slept with him? Have you hooked up with him? You think this is far-fetched? I've heard crazy stories. And like, it turns out the guy's gay or something. Why else would you ask those questions unless you're super insecure about him, like being better than you? Right? All of this screams insecurity. And women test you for this. Again, if you're going to elect a president of your country, do you want to make sure that they're not going to freak the fuck out over this silliest little thing? Of course. So a girl who's going to let you lead her, surrender to you, open herself to you, that's a pretty fucking special thing for a girl to do that to you. Risk getting pregnant by you, having a kid with you. Do you think she deserves to know if like you're weak, you get upset about nonsense, stupid shit, you have no idea how to set boundaries, you're insecure over the stupidest things, the smallest things, you have no idea how to contain yourself, you don't know what restraint is in the masculine? Yeah, she needs to know all of that. So she's going to be testing you. Now there's different severities of how aggressive a girl will test you depending on her attachment style and her, is she attraction or comfort centric, all that kind of stuff. But she's going to test you. It's pretty funny, if not every beta male, because if you mention a girl, she's thinking the same thing. Guys just don't do it because they're not around girls. And they also don't think to like, oh, I should mention a girl around her and then see her reaction. Like, we don't give a fuck if she passes a test. Like, it's hot if she gets possessive and or jealous in that way. If you're like a masculine man who's not like insecure. If a girl's like possessive and like she's earned her spot, like you're dating her or whatever, and she's possessive over you, that's the hottest thing in the world. Like she's clearly saying, I like you. I don't want anybody else to have you. And I know you are desired by other females, but I want to make sure you're mine. That's like one of the hottest things ever. Like what man wouldn't like that? Obviously like insecure dudes, because they're like, I don't want to be controlled because my mom controlled me when I was 8. You shouldn't be dating then. But if you visibly get butthurt, jealous, or insecure, you failed the test. High value men don't get jealous ever. 0% jealousy ever. They set boundaries when they need to. You really shouldn't be setting boundaries on a first date. You don't know this girl. There's no investment from her end. There's no reason to set a boundary. If she says something that you're like, wow, I would never date a girl that did that. So just log in your mind like, oh, this isn't a girl I'm ever going to date. You still have fun with her. You're already there getting drinks with her. There's a lot of times where you're like, okay, well, you said this crazy shit. I don't care what else you do to explain it. I never want to see you again because like, I don't want to ever be around a girl that's like ever done anything like this or even thought this. So it was good meeting you. Like you give her the dog pat. That's, pretty funny spot to be in. But that'll happen sometimes. Like she'll just slowly kind of uncover things and then all of a sudden she does modeling and you're like, oh, really? What is that like? Well, it started off great. She like slowly uncovers things. You're like, what do you do? She's like, oh, I do modeling. Cool. How's that been? Well, it started off great. And then I've been doing more private shoots recently and I kind of been doing my own thing freelancing and I'm on this site called Passes, and most people think it's like OnlyFans, but it's not. It's way different. Totally not the same business model at all. And I'm definitely not like every other OnlyFans girl ever. And I just shot with 30 photographers in the past like 3 months and they all have nudes of every single part of my body. And I actually have a subscription for $5 a month. And if you sign up for 3 months, you actually get a discount. So it's actually only $10 for 3 months. And at that point, you're just like, okay, you are not marriage material. I don't even want to date you. I don't know if I want to see you again, but I'm still here. And it's so funny because like it should not change your reaction to anything. But like you're just like, oh, I'm never going to see you again. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny where you're just like, I'm never going to see you again. You just like one sentence she says, you're just like, I'm never going to see you again is what you think in your mind. But like everything else stays the same. You're just like, oh, that's cool. How was the experience with the photographers? Yeah, they were creepy. That's such a surprising fact. I had no idea. They all have your nudes? No way. That's incredible. Oh, $5 a month for your passes. I mean, not like those OnlyFans girls, Passes is way better. Anywho, it's getting late. It's like 8:05 p.m. You just got there. I forgot my wallet in the car. It's like on the table. My mom's calling, like your phone is there and like not buzzing at all. I value guys don't get jealous, especially outwardly. Like if you get jealous, sure, keep it to yourself. Tell your boy on the phone later. Don't tell her. Don't even let her know that. Like she doesn't want to know that, nor should you ever tell her that. If you are getting jealous at all and she sees it and she knows and you talk about it, oh my God, just everything's dry. If you do any of these things on this list, Sahara Desert, immediately. You like imagine she said, I went to dinner with my friend the other night. We got food. We tried this new sushi spot out. He's a really cool guy. Like, yeah, it's a red flag. She has dudes friends, but you don't have to tell her that. Don't be like, oh my God, is he hot? Have you guys hooked up? Like, why are you saying that? How is that going to help the situation? What do you think she's going to say? Oh no, we haven't. He's like a brother to me. Did that help at all? Did that make you feel better? No, of course not. He's a man. Of course he wants to sleep with you. Anyway, if you're jealous, it's because you feel like you're not good enough and like someone else can replace you. If you feel that way and you speak that way, you speak it out, you illuminate your mindset, which is negative and not good enough and not strong and competent, nothing she could actually trust. She feels that fear that you have inside of you, right? And again, drier, faster than anything. No wetness, all dry. I'll add real quick, just so it's even more clear. Jealousy signals scarcity. You have no abundance. You have no other girls. This girl is the most important thing and the only girl in your life. If you fuck it up with this girl, you have nothing. And she feels that, right? That's why jealousy really comes out. And again, she's testing you to see how you react. If you get butthurt, if you get upset, if you get angry, mad, whatever it is, you fail. Other guys do this weird thing where they turn the girl into their mom in a bad way, needing reassurance from her like you're 6 years old, needing approval constantly. You can't handle basic life shit. You act like she's the parent and you're the child, as if she has to do your laundry because you're not capable of doing it, as if you need help going to the bathroom or like cleaning your room, making sure you eat food on time, as if you can't handle basic life shit. You're making her enable your people-pleasing, boundaryless, pushy, controlling, anxious, weak, feminine personality. You've turned her into your mom, and not a hot way, a gross way. She needs to do my laundry because I don't know how to do it way. She needs to call the doctor to make an appointment for me because I'm too scared to talk to somebody on the phone. You need need reassurance because you're insecure. It's funny, like I'm trying to imagine when I was 6 or 8, like I never went to my mom and I'm like, Mom, am I good enough? I don't know if people like me. I'm not good at anything. Do you like me? Like I've never said that. You know what I mean? Like the 6-year-old boy is more mature than the beta male who's seeking reassurance from the girl he's just went on a first date with like yesterday, which is wild. So if you do that, you're more immature than a 6-year-old boy with his mom, which again immediately makes I gotta think of a new desert. I don't really know anymore, but it makes her drier than the Sahara Desert. Women want a man. They don't want you to be a child and them act like a mom. Like that's the most flipped, you know, like when your parents act like they're your kids, like you're doing that with her. You're making her your mom, which is like clearly you didn't get the nurturing or the approval or the reassurance from your mom when you were a kid. So the second you get in contact with the girl who like likes you or maybe likes you, you turn into the mom that you never had as a kid. Do you think that's going to make the girl you're trying to attract and make surrender to you like you more? Is that going to pull her in and make her more magnetic to you? She feels like she's your parent and you're her kid. Nobody wants that dynamic. She wants to be taken care of. She wants to be cherished. She wants to be heard, listened to, understood. You ever see the bird theory or the bird test, whatever it's called on TikTok? The couples. The girl films herself walking up to her boyfriend. The boyfriend has no idea she's filming. Honey, I saw a bird today. And then the joke is like, what is he going to say? How is the boyfriend going to react to his girlfriend telling him she saw a bird, which is not really significant data? What is his reaction going to be to her? Is he going to be like, so why are you telling me this? Which is obviously how a child would react when somebody else is trying to be a child. They would shame them to not be a child. Or is he going to be like kind of the adult and parent for her? Like she wants to have the little girl come out and be sweet and, you know, submissive and surrendering and regress. Like girls should be watching Disney movies around you. Girls should be bringing out their stuffed animals around you. Girls should be like putting their hair in like pigtails and braids and cuddling on you and like resting their head on your chest. That's what you should want as a man. That is a masculine man leader, that she feels safe enough and like you're so competent and protective that she's like laying on your chest and she feels safe enough to regress to like bring her stuffed animals out. Like I don't care what you say. Every girl, I don't care how old she is, has a stuffed animal or like loves a Disney movie or something she did as a kid. She still does it as an adult and it's fucking cute. All these weirdos that are like, oh, Disney adults are so weird. They need to grow up. Go fuck yourself. Just way to solidify that you're never going to date a girl that's attractive. Like that, just like it's always men that say that. Men are always like, oh, those Disney adults got to grow up. Yeah, a dude who does that by himself for sure. Nailed it. A girl? No, she wants to regress, dude. What the fuck? Like way to ruin the girl's fun. I'm sure she's going to reward you with lots of sex when you do that. When you take away her childhood passion. I'm sure she's going to reward you when you shame her for wanting to regress to a safe, fun state of liking Disney movies and like cuddling with her stuffed animal. I'm sure she's going to love you for that. Go ahead, do that. Let's see what happens. Tell her that birds suck and why are you asking me this question? I'm sure she'll love that reaction. They don't want to be your caretaker as if like you're an infant and you need them to do everything for you because you're so weak and submissive and you're like, there's no boundaries. The girl should never know any negative feelings you have, ever. The only feelings you tell her about are feelings you've already solved. If you're angry about something and she feels you being angry, you can let her know like, hey baby, I'm a little stressed right now, but everything's good. I'll come back to you and tell you more about it. But that's a very healthy thing. She knows you're good. We're good. You're not angry at her. There's something on your mind. So she was right with her intuition. She felt you were a little bit off, but you let her know, I'm good. Everything's fine. I'm just working out this issue with work. I'm working out this thing. So she knows what's going on. She knows you two are good because what she's actually nervous about or concerned with is like, are you mad at her? Are you weak? Are you emotional? Is that going to come out towards her? Is the relationship in jeopardy? If you go, baby, we're good. I love you. We're all set. I'm definitely not mad at you at all. Just something with work I'm dealing with. I'm good though. I'll come back to you soon or I'll share with you soon if you want to know. She'll be like, okay. She'll be extremely happy. She'll be perfectly reassured after you say that to her. What most guys do though, they say nothing and they look tense and then she's like, oh shit, is he mad at me? Are we okay? Is he about to break up with me? Is he about to yell at me? I have no idea. Or they vent all the insecurities. Well, at work, this person said this to me. My boss was really angry to me today, and I didn't really like the way he was talking to me, and it just didn't make me feel like he appreciates me. Oh my God. Sahara Desert. All that's true. I'm not saying like you shouldn't feel feelings. Don't tell her that. Is the president of the country going to tell you he doesn't feel fit to do it? He's an imposter. I'm not right for this role. Is he going to tell you those thoughts? Do you think anyone hasn't had those thoughts in any form of leadership? There was multiple different companies that they had this imposter syndrome article that came out. They all said like, I don't feel like I'm a CEO. When is someone going to find out I don't belong here? They all said that. But she needs a leader that she feels like is strong and competent, especially through stress. Holy fuck. I never forget. I know we're going on tangent here. I know we're going off here, but this is so funny. I'll never forget. I was in my Wellesley, Massachusetts apartment on my 3rd floor. And where I was on this street called Washington Street, when it rains a lot, it would flood in the street. It's a nice area. Like Wellesley is one of the top towns, I think in the country, definitely in the state, like very affluent town. So, but it would flood a little bit in this one area. I don't know why, the drainage, what the fuck. I'll never forget. It was like 4 inches of water. Maybe like this. And SUV pulled up. I don't know how, but the car like just stopped moving. I don't think the intake was that low. So water got like in the fucking intake valve. I don't pretend to know about cars that much. In the engine, whatever, the air intake. I don't think it went in there or whatever fucked up the engine. But for some reason, the car just like stopped. And I think the girl was driving. So it was the girl driving, which already massive red flag. Like, what the fuck's going on here, dude? Like, what are we doing, man? She's driving and bad weather. He gets out. He's running around the car screaming. And it's like 4 inches of water. And there's like barely any cars around. Like everyone's going a mile an hour. And it's like, it's not downpouring that much. It just like was a little flooded. I don't even know if it was raining at that time, but it was flooded. And he's like running around the car frantic. Like, holy, and he's like going the back. And he's checking under the thing. And he's like rushing her to get out of the driver's seat and like him get in it. And then he's like got in the car and he's like screaming at her. And then he tries to drive and it like wouldn't move. And then he eventually just like pulls away. I don't know what happened. The car stalled maybe or something. I have no idea. It was like somewhat new SUV, probably like a Lexus or some shit. Everyone drives Lexuses, Range Rovers in Wellesley. But I'm like, I'll never forget. That is the definition of a fucking beta male. Let his woman drive in bad weather. The second any slight difficulty, challenge, stressful situation comes upon him, freaks the fuck out. I'll just never forget him getting out, running around, like opening her door, almost like pulling her out. Didn't like, he wasn't like physical, but like yelling, out of control, emotional. And she's just like calmly walks around to get in the passenger seat and is like flooding, but he's like freaking out. And I'm like, dude, holy, so many things. Like, first of all, would you put your woman in the car to drive ever? Even if I have a broken foot, dude, like fuck insurance. I'm driving the car. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't want to drive ever. There's such a few instances, unless it's my right foot, maybe then. There's almost no instance where she should be driving. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be responsible and like watch out. Hopefully we don't die. Like, she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to have a mission that she has to accomplish. That's just distracting and like icky. Like, no, she wants to be in the passenger princess, and just like looking at her, doing her makeup, looking in the mirror, playing music, talking to you, snacks, whatever it is. That's what she wants, to be taken care of, not your mom taking care of you. So I've seen it before. Girls attracted. She even maybe came back to your place, but you're pushing way too fast, way too much pressure. You don't understand how to maintain polarity and safety while also leading. You don't let her invest. You don't let her feel desire. You force it too quickly. Here's what most guys do. We'll start with the bar first. The second she walks out of the bar, the restaurant, whatever, and you're like about to get in your car, the guy gets needy. The guy gets pushy. Like, I've heard this so many times from girls. She goes for a hug, and I'm sure at some point, if she's felt pressure from the dude, she's going to go like, oh, I want to take things slow. Like, she says that. If any girl says that to you, it means she is thinking about sex, but stop fucking pushing. Like, clearly you're pushing. You're doing something that made her say that to you. Like, she's thinking about it. She wants it. Not yet. I don't feel safe enough right now. I don't feel like you respect me enough right now, because girls do want respect. Men want admiration. Girls want respect. I don't feel like you're respecting me right now. Maybe. I mean, it could be for multiple reasons. She might just be saying it because it's like a script she says a lot. More often than not, it's something that you did, or your gaze, your presence was too pushy and like aggressive, intense. Clearly you're trying to like be man to woman, as if she needs you to like stare her down and dominate her at the restaurant. What are you doing? Why? What is wrong with you? I've seen some of these guys that do that. Just cringe. I don't know if they watched some movie that did that, or like some Men's Health article from like 15 years ago. Stare her down. Why? Intimidate her? Make her feel scared? That's really good. She needs to feel that you're not weak and like flinching, but don't stare her down. You trying to intimidate her? You're 200 pounds. You should be 170 to like 200 pounds full of muscle. That should be your body. She's like 100 to 130 pounds. Probably not much muscle. Probably a lot more fat. I'm not saying she's fat, but like that's how female bodies are made, is they have more fat stores. She's already intimidated. You're physically stronger than her. You don't need to do it more. What is wrong with you? You need polarity equals tension. You don't need physical intimidation. That's way different. Don't do that. But what happens is the guy goes outside with the girl, and it's like that weird moment. It's like, well, what are we doing now? We're about to get in the car. Are we leaving? I got work tomorrow. But by the way, we go over exactly what to do and say millisecond by millisecond when you leave the date to the parking lot to actually go home with her, your place or her place. So there should be zero confusion of exactly what to say at that moment. But most guys, beta males, what do? Either they do nothing. They just watch the girl walk away and get in her car, or they get pushy, real pushy. They go for a hug, and guess what the guy says? Holy fuck. If any dude knew about this shit that dudes say, holy fuck, would you just be roasted? You would be bullied all day. And rightfully so. Guys, if you don't realize, other guys are saying in that moment, give a hug to the girl. And he goes, is that all I get? Oh my God. Like, I'm just picturing like swirlies in middle school with like the bully, like putting the guy's head in the toilet. Like, dude, is that all I get? Like, I don't even know where to start with how fucking cringe that is. An ick. Like, disgusting. Like, I don't even know why we're so big on bullying in this fucking video, because I don't know how to respond to that kind of behavior towards a girl that's like 105 pounds. You're like 200 and like 6 foot, and you're like, is that all I get? And it's like completely serious, by the way. I'm like, oh my God, you need to be like, I want her dad to be like right there next to her, and like he's shredded 6'2", and just like, what the fuck did you just say to my daughter? Like, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. I'm not saying they don't escalate, don't lead. I'm not like, you should be pulling her home on the first night. That's what should be happening. Don't get it twisted here. I got to be very, specific what I'm talking about. The guilting her and pressuring her and pushing her to be more sexual than she wants to be and making her feel bad about it. Like, holy fuck, are you like such a cringe beta male if you've ever done that? I'm not you, obviously not you. I'm just saying the other guys that have said that. Holy fuck. Oh my God. Is that all I get? Oh my God. Holy fuck. Dude, what? Lean in and kiss her. Why are you saying that to her? Making her feel bad and guilty as if she should be escalating on you. She doesn't even know you. She's a cute feminine girl who's like not sure exactly what to do right now, but she like kind of likes you. She wants to spend more time around you, and like she feels the presence and the desire to be around you temporarily. If she feels some slight polarity because she feels like you about to leave, maybe lean in and kiss her. If she's fucking receptive to it, don't say cringe, icky beta male shit. Is that all I get? Oh my God. Like, it just screams enmeshed, anxious, narcissist mommy issues. I know we're getting aggressive here. I have to talk like this because if I don't, no one gets the point. If a man doesn't think there's an immediate problem and it's not a big enough problem, he does nothing about it. Like nothing. He'll just say, I'll do it later. That's probably fine. I'm doing good enough. That's why you're watching this video. Don't ever say that. Any guilting, controlling, needy, anxious statements like that of the girl to get her to do what you want, oh my God, throw those out the fucking window. Holy shit. So that's what guys say right there. And then when they get the girl home, let's just say the girl somehow with that kind of guy that is needy, controlling, anxious, pressuring, she goes home with him. What does he do the second she walks in the door? What do you think? Take a wild guess. He tries to escalate, like immediately. The second she gets in, he might wait like a minute or two, but immediately tries to make out with her. They walk in the kitchen, they go to the living room, and they sit on the couch, and then within a minute, he's trying to make out with her. Immediately. Dude, like, have you ever been around a cat before? Ever. If you walk into somebody's house that has a cat and you go right to the cat, 9 times out of 10, the cat's going to hate you for life, and he's not going to come out the entire time you're there. He's going to go hide and go, I don't like this person, which is accurate thing to do. Or conversely, contrast that to you walk in the house, you see the cat, he kind of like runs away a little bit, and you don't chase him. You go sit on the couch. 30 minutes later, guess where that cat is? Sitting on your fucking lap because you didn't pressure it. You didn't run after it. You didn't try to chase it down and get it. Just make it do what you want. I want the cat's attention now. No, we just sat on the couch, relaxed, pretended like it wasn't even there. Made it feel so comfortable and normal. It felt the energy in the room. Everything. It could see your body language. It could see your facial expressions. It could smell you. I think dogs have better smell receptors. They could smell the levels of the adrenaline and cortisol in your body, and they sense that you're calm. You're good. It's pretty funny. Just Snapple facts for you. I've watched too many Cesar Millan videos, and I've also read all of his books. I would highly recommend the book, Be the Pack Leader. Holy fuck. It's about dogs and like how to be the pack leader for the dogs. It's one of the best leadership books I've ever read, by far. I've read a lot of leadership books and masculine strength, all that kind of stuff. Men Are From Mars, Way of the Superior Man, all that. Be the Pack Leader, fantastic. There's many books, but that's one of the main ones. But dogs are nose, ears, eyes, and then cats are eyes, ears, nose, as far as the priority of how they kind of prioritize the world. That's the order of how they kind of lead with the world, because humans are eyes, ears, touch, smell, taste. That's like the order of how we sense the world. So Snapple facts for you, but it's actually really important just to realize all this. Essentially, the cat can see your nervous system and they can smell you, and then dogs can smell your nervous system, and then humans are more narrative focused. They tell you a story about your nervous system. It's pretty interesting to see how they all react. Anyway, back to the cat example. It sees your nervous system and it can smell you. It hears how fast you're speaking. How tight and high your voice is. It up here? Are you tense and stressed? They also could smell like your sweat and again, cortisol, adrenaline, all the things. But anyway, the cat is sensing how stressed you are, how calm you are by reading your body language and your voice, how quick your movements are. The quicker and faster your movements are, the more stressed you are, the more anxious. Why are you anxious and stressed and nervous? We're sitting on the couch for 30 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. That's a red flag. I'm going to get out of here. My Uber's on the way. But if you're calm, the girl's not smelling your cortisol and your adrenaline, or you're the sweat, like how your sweat smells, but she's seeing your facial expression, your posture, the environment. Where on the couch are you sitting? Right next to me or a couple feet away? Give me some space. Let the girl scooch up to you. Tone. How are you speaking? Are you speaking in a calm, slow way? Or are you talking fast and nervous and anxious and your voice is tight and tense? Intuitively, how does she feel that your body's feeling? Is she smelling any weird shit? It's pretty funny to go down the list. If you watch any of Cesar Millan, you're like, he just says shit and you're like, what the fuck do I do with that? Nose, ears, eyes. You're like, cool, I get it. Now what? What the fuck do I do with that information, dude? But now that you have to know practically how is it being used and how can you optimize or tailor your approach for it, obviously. So TLDR, when she walks into your apartment for the first time or you walk into hers, don't try to make out with her within a millisecond. That's what most guys do that, just so you know. It is so cringe. The second they sit down on the couch, try to make out with her. Put their arm around her. Dude, what are you doing? Relax. Take a second. Don't look at her for 20 minutes. Talk to her. Don't look at her. No pressure is what I mean. Put zero pressure on her. Don't sit close to her. Don't stare intensely at her. Definitely don't stare her down like some dudes do. Watch a show. Watch a movie. If you've seated the pole properly, you'd be watching the show that you mentioned you wanted to watch earlier. And then watch her within 15, 20 minutes. All of a sudden, she's somehow getting closer to you. You know when like you adjust yourself, you like kind of sit up to sit back down, and all of a sudden she's 4 feet where she originally started from, and she's like an inch from you. And then we go over a whole process from there, what to do. But anyway, the whole point is, don't put fucking pressure on her. The second she walks into your apartment, or you walk into her apartment, or you walk out of the bar, give her some space. Jesus Christ. If you do that, you'll have the cat 30 minutes later on your fucking lap, on your chest, like with his face in your face. That's what you want. You need to make her feel safe first. Again, guys don't realize this. The way girls get aroused is by feeling safe. When you figure this out, you're like, because as a dude, you're just, I don't need to feel, I could be in complete danger and be aroused at the same time. Like any dude, there could be bullets flying and you're aroused as a dude, which is insane to think about it when you realize both sides. Holy fuck. The girl doesn't get aroused by being attracted to you. It's pretty wild. They get focused on you. They get intrigued. They get curious about you because you're attractive. And then when they feel safe, then they get aroused. It's completely backwards. And like, I don't even, no girl knows that. Zero girls know that. If I say that, they're like, yeah, of course. But they like couldn't tell you that before I said it. They need to feel safe, like protected. You're a cool dude. You're not going to harm me. Right? You're not like all these creepy weirdos, serial killers all day. I don't have to protect myself against you. If I said like, hey, I'm feeling a little bit pressure, you would fucking stop. My fault. No hard feelings. I'm good. We're all good. Like you should react like that. Hey, this is moving a little too fast. No worries at all. I don't want to do anything you don't want to do. That should be your mentality. Is like, I make you feel safe. But that's your mindset. I want to make you feel safe. She's already attracted. She's at your fucking apartment. Doesn't need more traction at your apartment. 0% needs more traction. Just maintain safety. Again, it's a new place. It's strange and it's different. Imagine you brought a cat to a new apartment. What do you think it would do? It would run and hide immediately. And then an hour and a half later, it might come out for treats. So these are the 7 beta male behaviors that kill attraction instantly. Even when she was into you, even when you had a chance. Seeking reassurance, over-explaining and justifying yourself, apologizing constantly, double, triple, quadruple texting, getting butthurt, jealous, or insecure, making her your mom in the bad way, being pushy with sex. Stop doing all of these. Stop it. If you stop doing all those things, you'll stop killing attraction. See you in the next video.